Welcome back to Smok'n Jay's Garage. Let me talk to you today about overnighting your Yamaha boat, or I guess any boat that you're overnighting. For me, it's my Yamaha boat. The biggest obstacle that I have had to overcome has been the bugs. So let's talk about how I think we found a way to start controlling those bugs just a little bit, all right? Now you may have remembered in previous videos that I've done overnighting, I've showed how the bugs have been all over the floor, they've been all over the seats, they have been all over the underside of the bimini, whether they're live bugs or dead bugs in the morning, and then the remains of their doo-doo, and it's just really been a mess. It's taken hours to clean up the boat. So today, all we have is a little bit of bugs here in the back, actually kind of a fair amount. The wind here picked up, changed direction here just a little bit. So you can see I've got some bugs back here. These are all dead bugs right here. And what I had was just a whole bunch. You can still see some right in here in this canopy. They're all just kind of flopping out because the wind started coming out of the west here versus it had been coming from the northeast. So I'm blowing them back here a little bit. All I've got to do is vacuum those up. They're dead, and it's not going to be a big deal. They are not also... water has been not an issue, but the dew, those seats are all wet, everything, so it's a mess to clean up from that perspective too. Now with this, it also is very dry inside, and you can see, maybe you can't see because I'm not showing you, you can see on the back seats, the back seats are wet, but everything inside has stayed dry. So I've got this mosquito netting. I picked this up on Amazon. I think it was like $40. Now, depending on your boat, you may need a different one than mine. The one that I got is not necessarily the best. I thought it was going to be good. It wasn't exactly what I anticipated, though. It is a canopy, a mosquito netting canopy that goes over a 10 by 10, just a stand-up canopy, right? It just slides over the top of it. I did not know that the entire top of it was open. So it slides over the top, and I thought it was going to have a top on it as well. It doesn't. It has a drawstring over here by the zipper that pulls it tight and holds it from like just sliding off. It is just a circle. So it's working though. It doesn't fit exactly. Now my canopy is 9 foot by 8.5, so that 10 by 10 is pretty good. My windshield here then comes in front of, I'm trying to get it up here in front of the windshield, which comes out, you know, another foot or so in front of the canopy, and then from behind coming back. It's not perfect, but it's working out pretty good. So you can see we've got the zipper over here. We can get out to the front. We could put that anywhere we wanted. But all the way around the boat, you can see the wind here is, it's still pretty calm. We just got a breeze here. There's not a whole lot holding this on. It's just set over the top of everything. But you can see it goes all the way around the boat. You can actually probably see through it pretty good. So you can see we still have it over here. So that took care of a substantial amount of the bugs last night. So I put this on last night. Now all of the bugs that are inside are theoretically trapped inside. The bugs outside are trapped outside for the most part. You can see this doesn't zip up quite all the way here on the bottom. So I've got one of these thermal cells down here. You can see that's what killed all the bugs over here. I also have a second one that I had set in the middle of the floor. So I ran 2 thermal cells throughout the night. Now once I put my canopy on, and these would kill any of the bugs that were in here, I wanted to kind of attract and hopefully stop more bugs from coming in through the opening here. I also wanted to kill the bugs that were in here. So what I have here is a battery operated bug zapper. You can see that we got a fair amount of bugs on there. Not sure how well that's going to show up on camera, but we killed quite a few bugs. Now I left that on. My intent was to leave that on as long as I could. It lasts about 8 hours on a charge, so I could make it through a good majority of the night. However, it started to attract more bugs than what I had just inside of the boat after I put the mosquito netting over it. And I had like little bugs flying into it, trying to get into it. So then I ended up just shutting it off. So all we're going to have to do right now is vacuum up a couple of dry dead mosquitoes, and it's not going to be a big deal at all. The floor, I don't know if you may have remembered from other times, the floor was super bad. We do have just a few bugs here and there, right? We just got a couple on the seat over here. We got a couple of mosquitoes. There's a mosquito on the floor. Just a couple here and there, that's it. So another thing that I did, I took some off and I sprayed that. I got you in the sun again. I sprayed that on the underside of my canopy. That was supposed to try to kill the bugs that were already landed on it. I think that did a pretty good job. The other thing that I did is I took some backyard fogger, mosquito control, right? And I sprayed that into the canopy itself. Like, I shook it up good so it'd have a fog, and I sprayed it into the canopy from inside to outside so that hopefully a bunch of mosquitoes wouldn't land on this thing overnight. And that also worked well. It didn't make a mess out of anything in the boat, and I don't have mosquitoes landed all over this. I did throughout the night and a little bit this morning. I had a few mosquitoes landed on it here and there, but not a whole lot of anything. I'm going to open this up for you now. We're going to head out on the back here. Got to be careful where I step so I don't step on what I haven't cleaned up yet. And you can see on the back here, we do have, not as bad as other times, but we do still have a fair amount of mosquitoes. We're going to have a little bit of cleanup on the back here, and this is damp as well. Not nearly as bad as what we have had other times. I'm knocking this over again. Substantially better than what I have had the other times that I've overnighted the boat. And if I can get over here and kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what this looks like from the outside here. That just zips up, and then there's a drawstring up here that goes ahead and pulls that top enough that it doesn't slide off. So I picked this up on Amazon. It was like $40, I think. I might look for one that's a little bit better than this, but we'll see. This one worked. It doesn't hold up very well in the wind because it is light, and I have no way to secure it. So if I keep this one, I'm going to have to find a way to secure the bottom sides of it so that it doesn't move. I had, yesterday was super windy. We had a small craft advisory during the day and last night, but I used the island here to protect me from the wind coming out of this direction. And then it ended up coming out of the other direction a little bit. So it was a little bit rough last night. Things calmed down. As you can see this morning, the wind is supposed to pick up later today, but as of right now, it is almost just perfectly calm. Earlier this morning, you can just see ripples here now. Earlier this morning, it was just completely calm. Super beautiful. I woke up this morning at about 2 o'clock, kind of looked at what the things looked like. It was doing a lot better compared to other mornings when I've woken up and it's just been crazy bugs all over the place. So mosquito netting, put it over the top of your canopy or your bimini, depending on your boat, how big your bimini, depending on your boat, how big your bimini is. Hopefully it's about the size of the inside of your boat. Just drape this right over the top of it, and that might be very helpful to you. It certainly has been for me. I've got a little bit, 5-10 minutes maybe. Clean up these mosquitoes real quick, and then we are good to go. I'm going to be using my DeWalt vacuum cleaner. This works really nice. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room. I got the attachment with the brush on it. I can almost stand up and just vacuum. The only downside is it is a dry vac only. It is not a wet dry vac. So if you have anything wet on the back, if you got the water like we do a little bit on the back, we're gonna have to use a wet dry vac for that because it just plugs up the filter and just kind of makes mud out of it. So it's only good for dry. But hopefully some mosquito netting will save you in your overnighting trips if you watch this channel for the first time and you haven't already. And you want to, boom, please subscribe.